Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome back here to League on Lock. And Week 7 of the LCK has the truest barn burner you can possibly have in Korea. They had a week off, Griffin. We didn't see them. Everyone else had a chance to try and even get close to their level of play. Who knows if they actually got there, but they're welcomed back by having their rematch against SK Telecom T1, or just T1 Entertainment now. T1 Faker, Tyler 1, they're all on the same team now. But this is obviously the matchup of the week. Griffin has still only dropped one single game to Sandbox. They've been the only team that's been able to do that. So does SKT actually have a chance here in Week 7 to not take the series? I'm just talking about take a game, because I think Griffin are still going to win this set, even though they've had that time off to kind of laugh at the rest of Korea and the LCK as a whole as they struggle to try and reach the level that they've been playing, because across the board the numbers for Griffin are absolutely disgusting, as we've alluded to and talked about a couple of times before. Doesn't matter, early game, late game, mid game, whatever point in the game, they are the best in the entire LCK. And obviously the most exciting matchup is going to be Tarzan versus Clint in this one, because they have been far and away the two best junglers in the LCK right now. Just so good at getting their laners ahead. Obviously, both teams have more than serviceable laners across the board, but Tarzan has been playing at another level, and Clint has been playing at another level himself. They're just two different tiers. So I'm really excited to see these guys match up. We know, based on that gold difference, which is insane, they're 2,000 ahead of the team in second place on average, are Griffin, which is absolutely disgusting. And I think Clint, ever since the last time these two squads met up, Clint has taken his play to another level, as I just said earlier, but he's been playing way better since that matchup, and maybe getting completely styled on by Tarzan helped him reach that point. But I expect a different series, and definitely a much more competitive series than the last time these guys played. Now, Griffin wasn't speed running against SKT like they were against other teams. You remember how late this first blood was, and SKT actually had two Infernals going their way, so things actually looked somewhat decent for them, and they were able to manage to steal a Baron, get a Baron before Griffin actually completely cleaned up that game one. They ended with no kills, and 4 kills in total for that entire series. So, you know, it was a tough one. It was disgusting how bad Griffin beat them. I don't expect that to happen here. I expect a much better showing, a much more competitive showing from SKT here, because since that loss, they've gone 6-1 in those best of series. Probably should have been 7-0. Obviously, that loss to Damwon, and 13-4 in total game score. I think SKT has looked much, much better. We're seeing Teddy less so on the mages, which is something I don't think he's as comfortable on as obviously your traditional marksman for them. And so seeing him more on those AD carries is definitely what you want to be seeing. But for SKT, if they fall behind early, they're going to have absolutely no chance. So you need Clint to be picking some of these early game champions like a Lee Sin, which is actually something we don't see Tarzan on as much. Clint has been the best Lee Sin player in the LCK right now. So you want him on these early game champions. SKT has been one of the best early game teams, and we've talked about before, if there are any weaknesses for Griffin and the way SKT are going to need to play, I think one of their main win conditions, I think they can take a game off Griffin. I think they do take a game off of them, and it comes through that top lane, the Khan versus Sword matchup. And Sword is maybe the only one weak point you can talk to about Griffin. He's still the best Scion player in the world, one of the best tank players in the world, but he is just starved when it comes to resources for Griffin, whereas Khan, we've seen them fuel and funnel resources into him. 15 of Sword's 21 games are Scion or Urgot, where Khan has played only 2 Scion games. Obviously, Neither of these guys are going to be playing Urgot this week because he's been so nerfed. But I mean, Khan has played 3 games of Fiora, 5 Jace games, 6 Victor games. He's got a Riven and a Kali. He's played 12 different champions. Sword has only played 6. So you've got to get Khan on some of these snowball champions, some split pushers. The Jace is going to be hugely contested in this series. Get him on the Fiora. Have Clint put a lot of attention on him in the early game. If SKT is going to win this series, spoilers, I don't think they will. It's going to be through Khan, but I think we have a competitive 3-game series that's going to be must watch. That's it today for League Unlocked. My name's Eric. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.